Hi, my name is Bear, and let's start with Ashes of Singularity. You will battle for control of the galaxy as the advanced human race or their eternal foes, aliens named the Substrate. You will dive into massive battles with thousands of units in huge, really detailed maps, and that distinguishes this game from many other RTSs. Although keep in mind that these amounts of units in Ashes of Singularity require massive computing power.
Not as massive as your mama.
You can play the game alone or online with friends in ranked or unranked multiplayer mode, or play it by yourself against a powerful non-cheating AI in skirmish or campaign mode. That is actually great, a well-made and, just like your wife, let's hope, non-cheating AI is kinda rare because it's hard to make. So developers tend to cut it out and replace it with a fake AI instead that gets unlimited resources and can see you through the fog of war. It's like giving see-through closed glasses to the random pervert. But not this time. Ashes of Singularity doesn't cut corners, or AIs. People on Steam are saying that the game has a fun level editor and the amount of lasers is never too high. Planetary Annihilation Titans. You can play the game alone and rule your pathetic planet on a traditional real-time strategy campaign, or dive into multiplayer battles and sacrifice your dignity and self-esteem to much better players. The game was released about 8 years ago, so you can imagine how many better players Planetary Annihilation has bred, how many eggs of much better players it has laid, and how many of them had hatched. Now it's too late to burn the nest with fire, you will have to take them all one-on-one like a hero you are never meant to be. And believe me, some of those players are still in the game. As for recent months, about 300 players are in game at all times, so you will not feel alone here, and that is a good thing. Titans also has pretty good AI which can surprise you with ingenious decisions, like detonating their own homeworld in hopes to kill your commander. Go big or go home, they say, except when you blow up your homeworld you don't have home to go to, so you can go only big.
Oh, the puns.
Shut up, I'm really proud of this sentence. Anyway, reviews on Steam are very positive, so I think you can give it a try without many thoughts given. But better put it into your wishlist and wait for a sale, because then it costs about €6 or dollars. And for an RTS game with very positive reviews, it's an amazing deal. Starship Troopers Terran Command. This game has a model similar to the Billions, where you defend from the hordes of enemies and try to keep your base alive. Also, here you can literally relive the best moments of the Starship Troopers movie by defending your base from hordes of ladybugs. I remember when in 1997 my grandfather took me to watch the film in a movie theater. I was amazed, it was the best movie for me, and my grandfather, who was 66 years old back then, wasn't so excited. He said that the movie brought back memories from World War II when he was a teenager struggling to survive in these harsh times. He's 92 now, still alive. We drank a lot of vodka this summer together. He says that vodka is his life elixir and keeps him alive for so long. Who am I to disagree? Anyway, he will encounter dozens of unique insect types, each with their own special abilities and skills. Also, the map has terrain elevation, true line of sight, and true line of fire, providing deep tactical gameplay, meaning that units that stand behind other units can't shoot unless they stand on a higher ground. Sadly, you can't play as an alien insect. It's not off the table completely, developers say, but now you can only play as a military human society. That's it. If you are wondering if you can build a base here, yes you can, but it's not the main focus of the game, I would say. Despite that, it has a very positive review score on Steam, and many commentators are stating that if you like Command & Conquer or StarCraft, you must try Starship Troopers as well, so do not ignore it. Iron Marines. Well, it's hard to introduce this game somehow differently than as a flat 2D StarCraft, and you know what? It's great! The art style may look very familiar to some of you because the game is made by the same developers of Kingdom Rush, as I always say, one of the best tower defense games ever made. So here you'll recruit and train the greatest heroes in the galaxy, lead them into dangerous missions against near impossible odds, and unleash their mighty powers and abilities. In short, you will get 21 campaign missions across 3 different worlds, and each mission will require new tactics and actions to achieve victory. You will have to defeat unique bosses and control 14 different heroes. The game allows you to choose from several difficulty modes, meaning that it can be enjoyed either by noobs or by veterans of the genre. The game is quite funny, filled with Easter eggs and more than 70 achievements for you to unlock. People on Steam are saying that if you want to play something like StarCraft but don't want to fry your brain while doing that, Iron Marines is the next best thing. The game has a very positive review score, so this may very well be what you were looking for after all. 5 Nations. If StarCraft was mockingly called a Warcraft in space, then Five Nations should be called a Warcraft in space, because it is following the same gameplay formula as Blizzard games, but everything is happening, in space. But don't worry, this is not some grand strategy game or something like a Homeworld where the distances are huge and everything is happening super slow. No, in Five Nations the background is space, but all the action is the same as in old good base builder RTSs. The game gets little attention because it's an indie game and they have no money to make a huge advertising campaigns. I found it just because I was especially looking for games like StarCraft, and it still took me an hour to get to this game. But now it may become a bit more popular because other YouTubers tend to copy my lists. Great thing is that you can play the demo version on Steam absolutely free and check it out with your own eyes. Although it's not easy to see where to download it, look in the right column above information about languages and you will see the download button. Five Nations managed to stay true to old school gameplay, voiceovers and even writing style, and that is great. Homeworld Deserts of Kharak, a ground-based RTS prequel to the classic Homeworld games. It has nice graphics, great special effects and good gameplay in general. But do not expect miracles, campaign is only 13 missions long and it's quite easy. You can beat it in a day, so put it into your wishlist and wait for a sale. I just checked, on the last Steam sale it had 90% discount and cost less than €5 or dollars. That is a great deal, you can't deny that. Here an interesting story, fantastic desert setting and beautiful music makes this game one of the candidates to occupy your time, even if it differs from StarCraft a bit. Just don't buy this game if you are interested in multiplayer. Nobody plays it, it's dead. Just like your hopes for your boss to increase your salary. 8-bit Invaders. Remember all the Lovecraftian movies where bodies are merging with each other? Like The Thing, The Fly or Annihilation with Natalie Portman. So if StarCraft and Minecraft were protagonists in such a Lovecraftian movie, 8-bit Invaders would be their merging result. See, you can always think of something better than just a cliché about
If StarCraft and Minecraft had a baby.
So this is a fast-paced RTS, a very colorful strategy arcade game that it's easy to learn for players of all skill levels. Collect resources, build up and defend your base, amass your army of tanks and starships, and ultimately crush humans with your metal tentacles, or show aliens who's the boss here. You'll find 24 campaign missions, 10 co-op missions to play with your mother-in-law, destructible environments, and you know who the composer is? Frank Klepacki, the same dude who created music for Command & Conquer 27 years ago, when he was 17. Yeah, I will keep repeating this fact. And if you feel that this 8-bit setting is appealing to you, keep in mind that you can also find 2 more games, 8-bit armies that are made with the fans of Command & Conquer in mind, and 8-bit hordes that can be appealing to Warcraft fans. Crossfire Legion. Here you lead your customized army to failure. Well, or to victory, which is less likely, on the proving grounds of a not-too-distant futuristic world consumed by corporate conflict. Here you'll also find a nice campaign where you will fight in various terrains, from a top of skyscrapers to marshy wet regions that will remind you of your ex, or infiltrate heavily defended military bases as you get to know the main characters and goals of all 3 rival nations. Multiplayer is also implemented, so you can climb leaderboards or most likely never ever see your name even close to the top, or probably at all. You can also team up with your friend in co-op maps and defend together, or show your adversaries who's the boss. Probably not you. People on Steam are saying that Crossfire Legion has StarCraft-style gameplay within Command & Conquer general-style setting, which is great. The downside of it is that you will need an internet connection even for a single-player campaign. Also, it lacks map variety and some other features, but keep in mind that the game is constantly updated and it's new, and complaining is not what we do. More RTS like StarCraft is better than less. Let's not discourage creators with our overwhelming whining. Price is kinda high, but on sale you can get a few % off. And you won't miss any sales on my channel. I cover all Steam sales available. Just make sure that you have that notification bell button pressed. Otherwise, YouTube will not inform you about my new videos and you will be just a number on my subscribe account. BlackChain. This is a very nice old-fashioned StarCraft-inspired RTS that will take you only a few hours to finish. You'll be thrown to a year of 2088 where the solar system is ruled by those who can exploit it most efficiently. So I guess by someone like Elon Musk if he can detach himself from playing King of Twitter. BlackChain includes a classic campaign across the solar system with 12 unique story missions with full voice acting, base building, land and air combat, skirmish mode versus AI, also land multiplayer with 2 human players, modifiers, map editor, and custom games. Sadly, there is only one faction available. But hey, keep in mind that this game is made by one man and its price for a game that is made in the year of 2021 is ridiculous. It is equivalent of 10 kilograms of potatoes if you buy them in my city of Vilnius. So if you're not some weirdo who's considering traveling to Lithuania just to buy 10 kilograms of potato, better spend your money on BlackChain instead. Command & Conquer 3 Tiberium Wars. It was really hard to decide which Command & Conquer game to insert in this list. Most of them are very good, but I don't want to make this list only out of CNC games, so I had to choose one. You know, it's like if God descended from heaven and said to you,
"You can spend the night with your favorite pawn star, but you can choose only one, so choose wisely. I will delete the others."
It's literally the same here, except nobody's deleting anything. So Tiberium Wars with 90% of positive reviews on Steam won this competition. You'll get 35 original single-player missions, great story and live-action video sequences that tie the game's story together, featuring diverse Hollywood cast, including actors from Star Wars, Starship Troopers, Battlestar Galactica, Lost, and House MD. The game also has a nice AI with distinct styles of play, such as rushing, turtling, and
Noob crushing.
Grey Goo. You know what is a cool thing about Grey Goo? Well, definitely not its name, but the fact that you can play it offline on local area network, meaning that you can buy 2 copies of Grey Goo on sale, invite your buddy with a box of beer and fight each other, and later play this game together in 1 versus 1 multiplayer battles. Grey Goo was released about 8 years ago, so you won't need a modern machine to run it, but keep in mind that although the game was obviously inspired by StarCraft, it is slower, and for fast-paced combat lovers, it could be a bit painful to play. Developers even say that the game bases itself around macro decisions over micromanagement. That's bad and not what you want to hear if you are a fan of StarCraft, but Grey Goo really deserves some of your time if you manage to snatch it on a sale. Nightside. This is one of the most original-looking RTS games. Here you can participate in a war where lots of different blobs, schlorbs, glarbs, and schleps fight each other in bloodthirsty battles for domination of the galaxy. Control-wise, it resembles StarCraft model really closely, so you will feel right at home here. Interesting thing is the decision to modify the fog of war concept. Instead of it, your units and buildings have light sources to see the landscape and enemy units around them. The game features 4 factions fighting over a resource called the Green Ice. The game itself doesn't seem very deep and it's quite slow, but if you want an RTS game with nice controls where you can chill and relax, this is the game for you. And it's cheap, like 4 euros cheap. AirMech Strike. Let me start from the fact that this game is free to play and that most of you probably never even heard of it. And that's a shame because AirMech Strike has a very positive review score and is really loved by players. Well, I will say honestly that the free-to-play aspect is just for poor people, like you and me. But if you are rich like Elon Musk, you can probably afford to buy a paid version of the game and gain instant access to all AirMech classes, huge selection of units and other goodies. In other words, try for free, but if you like it, don't be a Scrooge. The game itself has a bit different approach to other RTS games, and it is more like a MOBA game because here you control your hero all the time and can make purchases by physically moving your hero to the place. The hero also works as a transport vehicle where you can store your tanks, fly them near the enemy and then unload. So in general, here you'll build lots of various units and send them to battle, but the micro aspect is similar and as important as in StarCraft games. You must manage the battle all the time. In other words, if you leave your shit unattended, you will have no shit to attend to. A win. Warhammer 40k Dawn of War 1 and 2. Prepare yourself for the grim, dark future of the 41st millennium, where alien races battle mankind for galactic domination in a universe of unending war. Here you can personalize your armies with a unit customization tool that gives you the ability to choose your army's insignias, banners, squad colors, and names. Quite a cool feature if you are nitpicky, and if you are not, totally useless stuff. First 2 Dawn of War games are loved more than the third, which allegedly has an uninspiring campaign, dead multiplayer, and also that tiny fact that the game was abandoned after release. No patches or content updates at all. Beyond all reason. This is a free open-source real-time strategy game created to uphold the legacy of Total Annihilation and similar old-school games. Although the game is not finished yet, it is currently in playable open alpha with the multiplayer gameplay nearing a finalized state, meaning that you can just go to beyondallreason.info, download the client and play the game absolutely free. It is being updated on a daily basis in terms of the client and infrastructure, and the development team is working on a single-player campaign as well. Now it offers ordinary skirmishes, 2 survival modes and a bunch of simple scenarios, and probably much more because it is evolving every day. Also, if you feel like an RTS pro, you can participate in tournaments and earn money. So far the game is not available on Steam, but developers said that it will be in the future. As you can see, this list contains most of the games that are relevant today and still easily playable. If I had to put all the classics here, it wouldn't be top 16, it would be top 36 or something. But searching the parallels with David Letterman's show, Total Annihilation, Submarine Titans, Dune 2000, Supreme Commander, CNC Remastered Collection and others needs no introduction. I hope you all know the classics. And now it's the time when you subscribe. That is the law. Breaking it will make your pee-pee smaller.
Thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.